Hey Bristles, if you've been here before you'll know that I've already painted skeletons on the channel, so why would I be doing skeletons again? Well, those skeletons were the previous incarnation of the miniatures, which I love. I adore that kit for Warhammer Fantasy. I have a lot of them and I will no doubt buy more secondhand in the future for ridiculous prices because I love them. However, for those skeletons, I painted them in a specific way for a specific theme. Those skeletons began life, in my mind, I wanted them to be dirty and grimy but warm, as if they were coming out of the dirt and wet mud of Sylvania. Carrying on to the old world, that evolved a little bit. I kept the same kind of tone for the bone, but I changed how they had come out of the ground, or the ground they had come out of. That was informed by the narrative that I had constructed for my vampire lord. So the newer skeletons, which came out a few years back, I was all over that. I got everything from that release: Curse City, all of Virkos, all the new kits, the zombies, the skeletons, the direwolves, the bats. I love it all. I got it all. I haven't touched it yet. It's sat unpainted all these years. So with the announcement of the new Deathrattle coming out, which I'm super excited for, I decided it's time to get the lead out and get them painted so that I can play with them finally. It's really exciting to see that we're going to be getting an upgrade to the Graveguard kit in the form of the Barrow Guard, I think it's called. I could check, it's right behind me, but I'm not going to. Don't make me. An update to the Black Knights in the form of the Barrow Knights, a kick-ass new Prince Vordry model, a new zombie dragon, which I like, but I'm kind of concerned that there may not be a war scroll anymore for a generic vampire lord on zombie dragon, but we'll have to wait and see, because they've said there's going to be 55 war scrolls in the new army book, and currently Soulblight have 40 war scrolls. I've counted them. So if we take away the fact that there's going to be 3 of the new war scrolls will be manifestations and one's going to be faction terrain, that means 43, which means there will be another 7 and 5 is 12 war scrolls. Wrong? I don't know if that guy's an idiot or a liar, but that maths is wrong. 3 manifestations plus 1 terrain is 4, which means 44. 44 plus and 55, that's 11 extra war scrolls, not 12. Ugh. Smack him if you see him in the street. Which I'm going to have fun speculating about that in the future. I digress. I'm really excited about this release, so it's motivated me to get my existing Soulblight models painted before they come out, because I don't want to double up on that backlog. So painting skeletons again, why would I make another video? Well, I'm going to paint them different from how I did before. These new skeletons are for my Age of Sigmar, and I want them to look distinctly different from my old world skeletons. These ones, the choices I've made for how to paint them have been informed by how I've painted my Nagash model, since he's such a prominent character in Age of Sigmar and such an important character. It seems only right that I tie my Soulblight army into how I've painted him. So that being said, I used a lot of dark cold tones and colours for Nagash, so that will follow through to the rest of this army. I'll try to anyway. Speaking of Deathrattle skeletons, in this release it's also been mentioned that they have retooled the existing Deathrattle skeleton kit and are re-releasing it as a new kit, and there's a lot of speculation as to why they're doing this and how they've done it, and I can tell looking from the pictures that they have made the shafts of the spears like fractionally thicker, but hopefully it'll be enough to stop them snapping, because the ones that I have do snap easily and it's really frustrating and difficult to repair. They may have also thickened the limbs a little bit on these skeletons and made them a little sturdier, but we'll have to wait and see when we have the kit in our hands if that's true, or if I'm just full of lies and talking out my hole. But anyway, I'm super excited. I hope you are excited for the new Deathrattle. Let's jump on with this and start painting some bone. In this video, it'll just be the bone. In a following video, I will focus on the armor and the materials, cloths, yeah, cloths and woods and all that other stuff. So anyway, today, let's get boning. No. Let's paint some bone. Cool bone, cold bone. Bone, ba-bone, 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 bone. And here he is, the wee man himself, the humble Deathrattle skeleton. Humble though he is a fearsome warrior, not to be trifled with. Anyway, starting off, we're going to use Dark Reaper. It's a layer paint from Games Workshop, so it's going to take a couple coats for good coverage, but it's a good colour, I like it. So we're starting off with that. Just get it all over the bone, and don't forget to get into some of the parts that might get overlooked, such as cracks in the armour where you can see the rib cage and up his wee skirt. This stuff won't be seen in the later stages when we're moving on to the lighter paints, but it's still good to get coverage with the main base color. There you can see the spindly limbs and spear in question, and sure 'tis no wonder they be breaking on people. They're very flimsy looking, very skinny, so should come as no surprise, lovely as they are. Now for the next step, I'm going to take Ulthuan Grey and mix that in with the Dark Reaper. You can see here on the wet palette. I do apologise for the glare. I should probably investigate the best way to shoot this kind of downward cam on the wet palette with the light. Maybe have the light at an angle instead of straight down, so they won't get that so as to avoid the glare on you. You pull with a peepers. What is this? Michael Bay production with all that lens flare? Get out of here. But anyway, as you can see, just layering up now and leaving the Dark Reaper in the recesses, and a nice coverage of our 50-50 mix of Dark Reaper and Ulthuan Grey. If you do manage to get a little bit into the recesses, just clean your brush off quick and get some water and flush it out. And if there's still a bit of paint in there, you can always come back later on with some thinned down Dark Reaper and just gently drop it into the recesses. For the next part, I'm going to take some more Ulthuan Grey and mix that into the previous mix. Again here on the downward flash cam. And just same process again, just less surface area covered, and leave some of your previous layer showing. Not really a lot to say while I tickle his tootsies here with the brush, but some of the units that I think that might get an update, the corpse cart, I think that's due an update. Whether they do it or not, that will remain to be seen for now. I think we might see another Vengorian unit to accompany Laukavai and the Vengorian Lord. That'd be nice. Or I think maybe some foot knights, like a foot unit of vampires. That would be really awesome. I'd love to see that. I don't know if they'd get too much play. They might overshadow some of the other units, but who knows, maybe. For the next step, just going to take some Ulthuan Grey on its own and just repeat the process, and just again, smaller area, layer it up and focus on the parts where the light's going to hit. This is the second last step for the bone. Another unit that I think might get an update, but it has some implications, the Vargeist which you know, I loved the Vargeist kit, but if it got relegated to, you know, the old world and they got a new kit, I could see that happening. Only thing is that's a dual kit, but Flesh Eater Courts are getting updated later in the year, and maybe they're getting new Crypt Horrors, or maybe Crypt Horrors are leaving the game. You can already see with Black Knights getting updated, which is a dual kit with hex rates for Night Haunt, that, you know, Night Haunt still have them for now, but we'll see if that changes or if they get some new hex rates in the near future, seeing as their counterpart model in the dual kit, the Black Knight, is leaving Soulblight. So that's pretty interesting. What other units? Ooh, some werewolves would be nice. That'd be really cool. Although I think very unlikely, even though they do make an appearance in Blood Bowl. But still. Ooh, swarms, rat swarms and bat swarms, yes. And maybe retool the Virkos, the little flighty skinny guys that came in Curse City. Those 3 little vampires, and there's some of them on Radikar's base. It'd be nice if they got like a big box unit. That would be cool. Now for the last step, I'm just going to do a very small highlight with this Skull White from the Nostalgia Colors series from War Colors. I love War Colors. They're a great paint. They have great coverage, and I don't know, they mix well, and just particularly the white and black, solid black and white. I love them. Cannot recommend enough, and I think they're pretty slept on, to be honest. Anyway, just light touches here on the teeth and the cheeks, and like little spots at the ends of some of the bone parts, and there we have it. That's the last step. Are you excited about Deathrattle Skeletons? Are you excited about the new Soulblight? Let me know down in the comments, and give a like and subscribe while you're at it. But yeah, drop your speculation for what you think might be coming for the new Soulblight Battle Tome in the 4th edition of Age of Sigmar. And now I'm just going to show you a wee clip of one that I did before I started painting as a practice. It's a start to where I want to go, but I'm not fully happy with it. Also, quick review, that first one I used Army Painter Basing Snow, which actually is like tiny white micro beads, and it sucks as snow. This one here that's on the screen, I much prefer this one. It's the old Games Workshop snow flocking. It's kind of like static grass, but a lot smaller, but just mixed with PVA glue into like a clumpy consistency, and I put that on the base. But I'll do a tutorial on that in the future. But yeah, here's a few snaps of how they're looking so far, and as I said, the next video will cover the rest of the process, and this is kind of where I'm going with it. Until the next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, be kind to each other, take care of yourselves, all that, and have a nice week. Bye.